In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
We'll start by calling, the first case the court is calling is Boone County Circuit Court case CR 2017-50, State of Arkansas versus Nicholas Collins.
Mr. Collins made application, if I may approve.
You may. You might start by putting his name on it. Court will make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Collins.
Thank you, sir.
Those little sheets on them. I'll sign it. Trust you all to fill it in. Yes, sir. All right, this matter is for arraignment. Charges against Mr. Collins are aggravated assault on a family or household member, terroristic threatening in the first degree, domestic battering in the third degree, second degree false imprisonment, and interference with emergency communication in the second degree. Mr. Collins, first of all, can you hear the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. On the charges that I read off, how does the defendant now plead?
Your Honor, we'd waive formal reading of the information in her plea of not guilty.
Very good. Plea of not guilty is noted on the record. This matter is assigned to the Division 4 docket of this court. I'm looking now for, I have an arrest date. Let's see. I'm showing December 1st of 2016 as an arrest date. Is that right, Mr. Carter, as far as you know? All right.
I'm not.
I think that's correct. Let's. Court's going to set this down by scheduling order at this time for trial in the week of August 7th. That will be. And then a pretrial date will be set for July 14th, And then on June 2nd, we'll have a day that the court's going to set for the defendant to reappear to make sure the case is on track.
Your Honor, if we may be heard on bond.
All right?
I believe bond is currently at $25,000. I don't believe Mr. Collins is able to make that bond. I didn't know if we could get it lowered. Mr. Collins, you live local? Do you have family?
Yes.
You have family local?
No, I have family in Nebraska. I have just an aunt here.
Judge, my quick review of the file, Mr. Collins does have 2 convictions out of the state of Nebraska. More or less, I think they're both drug-related. One's leaving the scene of an accident, but there was a drug charge thrown in there. He has a possession charge that, at least according to the criminal information, was a felony. As far as I could tell, he is off probation or parole to the state of Nebraska. That's pretty much the information I have. However, given the nature of the charge, it seems to me that he really doesn't have a place to go if he's released on bond.
Well, court will say that's a consideration of the court. His nearest connections are, other than the household in which his alleged victims are in. Reading the affidavit, the allegations are of rather extremely violent type behavior based on anger. So on that basis, the court at this time is going to leave the bond set where it is at $25,000. That is a cash or professional bond. If he makes that bond, the court's going to require him not to leave the state of Arkansas. Obviously there'll be a complete no contact order in place in terms of not contacting the family and household members that were the alleged victims of this crime. So that's where I'm going to leave it at this point.
Judge, can I also add no use of alcohol?
Court will put in the provision for no use or possession of alcohol or drugs. That'll be the order of the court. Anything else on that case?
Judge, for the record, I have provided Mr. Friend discovery in this case.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, very well. 2017-13, State of Arkansas versus Ernest Elliott.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Do we have, has he applied to the public defender's office, or is it a lawyer identified? Mr. Elliott, have you made application to the public defender's office, or have you hired an attorney?
Yes, I made an application to the public defender.
He has, Your Honor.
Court will be appointing the public defender's office then. We've got an application. I know he qualifies from past experience with Mr. Elliott. So
I believe he's already been appointed. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. The court is, this is for arraignment on charges of possession of methamphetamine, a Class D felony, and public intoxication, a Class C misdemeanor. On those charges, how does he now plead?
Your Honor, we'd waive formal reading of the information, enter a plea of not guilty.
That plea of not guilty is noted. He's ordered to reappear in front of Judge Putman on February 17th. Any other matters to come before the court?
Judge, he does have a revocation in case 2014-110. I'm not sure if it's on today's docket or not.
It's not on mine.
I didn't think we got set up in time.
So all this. Okay.
I'm not seeing it at any rate. Yes, Mr. Elliott.
I'm a bit of methamphetamine. It's been well over 60 days since I ain't even been to court or nothing over here. This is the first time I've ever been to court on that. And I've been here almost 90 days.
Okay. This was the arrest date was November 26th of 2016. That's reflected in the record. Yes, sir. So.
Like a motion to strike it from it. It's been well over my time for being arraigned on it.
No, sir.
It ain't?
No, it isn't.
Within 60 days on it.
And
No.
Judge, we filed.
Charges were filed within the 60-day requirement. There's a 60-day requirement for the filing of charges. Charges were filed within the 60 days.
I ain't even got my warrant papers or nothing on it.
Okay. Well, that's something you need to discuss with your attorney and let your attorney do his job of bringing up those motions. At this time, I don't think you understand how this area of law works. So I'll let, if you want to talk it over with your lawyer, if he feels that there's a basis for a motion, I'm sure he'll make that motion. That's why you're getting a lawyer. All right?
That's all right, Laura.
It probably is. Put on it, but it doesn't. I don't have any way of knowing what case number it is.
Whatever you want to do, I just tell them that goes and pushed over. If the other one needs to be report, we can do that too.
Yeah. Well, if the revocation, I'm informed that the revocation may be have been sought to be moved to my docket, I think the revocation may have to be on my docket, but we don't have it before us. This one is anyway. I'll put it down for the 17th, and if we decide to move it over, we'll move it over.
Thank you.
All right. You may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
This way. I'm deep in the rugged wilderness, and I haven't seen a soul in weeks. You have to be extremely tough to survive way out here.
Hey, love your show.
Thanks.
Qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 special edition bonus on a new 2017 Special Edition Tundra. Hurry in today. Toyota Trucks, a heritage built on adventure. Toyota, let's go places.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There is one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a crucial commitment to their community because just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison has a Health Mart now. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Ah, sweet Louise, do you dream of Hercules? He'll be the best dressed boy in town, where you sure are something, the best there ever was.
The new Sport Heritage line.
Well, it won't mean nothing unless I try my luck and bring her out to you, Louise.
Only from Yamaha.
(2016-120) State of Arkansas versus Jesse Ballard.
Judge, here today for the purpose of pretrial. There is no pretrial motions pending before the court. Discovery has been provided. Case is set for March trial term. Leave is scheduled.
It is on the scheduling order that sets it during the week of March 13th. As stated, this is the pretrial date. Court's noting there are no pretrial motions. The next appearance in court for the defendant will be the 10th of March. Let's see, March 13th. Yeah, 10th of March. So Mr. Ballard's ordered to reappear on March 10th. That's the plea deadline case. Any pleas that are going to be accepted need to be accepted by that date. You may be excused, sir.
Can I ask for a bond? I have no bond now.
Judge, that's because he had a failure to appear and was a fugitive for,
Didn't I rule on that last time? Or not? He was rearrested on the failure to appear on January 5th. Appeared before Judge Putman on January 13th. And then appeared before this court on January 20th. And we left it at no bond. It's set for trial. That's where we are. You need to meet with your attorney, and your attorney will discuss any other issues to be taken up. It's set for reappearance on March 10th with trial set the week of March 13th. 2016-350, State of Arkansas versus Jordan Ray Hampton.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'm trying to find. Okay, on January 27th, Mr. Hampton was not available. He was in the hospital at that time. The court has set this matter down for trial in July with a pretrial in May and a reappearance in April. I was trying to see what, I guess we had him coming in on the 27th to determine attorney status, it appears, and we determined it was a public defender representing him. Mr. Gibson, do you know anything else that needs to be brought before the court at this time?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right. You may be excused.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.
Man, I've really got a bad drug problem, and I feel like if I go to rehab and then maybe come back in time for some RPF or something, and on the terms that I'm transferred up there in Shackles and back.
Well, what I'm going to say is, go over that with your attorney, and I'll entertain any reasonable arrangements that can be made. So, all right, you bet. And we have 2016-139, 2016-149, 2016-150, State of Arkansas versus Shane Horn. Where are we on these cases, gentlemen?
Judge, he is in jail. If you want to bring him over today.
Yeah, if you could, just bring him over this afternoon. I think we can dispose of these cases.
Okay. Put him down to be brought over in the group to be brought over. Mr. Horn, we'll see you over here this afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You may be excused.
So I'm cruising here in my new Camry, following the nav's predictive traffic. That's when I saw smoke coming from the pet store. I called 911 on the Bluetooth and began the rescue. The owner gave me this as a reward.
Wait, you got a new Camry?
The 2017 Camry. It'll surprise a few people.
Get $2,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $1,000 subvention bonus on a new 2017 Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Anais, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
I'm Randall. I work at the on-site lab at Dental Creations on the square at Harrison. Working with Dr. Wanda is great. She's taught me a lot and showed me a lot, and she gives us the freedom to get one-on-one with the patient. If there's a problem, we can actually come out of the back and do what's best for the patient. Having this on-site lab here with the doctors, that's really nice.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
2016-200, State of Arkansas versus Mitchell Christensen.
Judge, there's a pending psychological evaluation. The court has already signed the order. We're waiting for a date. And I have been working with the Veteran Administration trying to see if we can find a lesser restrictive means for Mr. Christian while we're waiting on
very good
an eval, but I'm not terribly optimistic that we're going to find something.
Mr. Christensen, you've had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Gibson. Is that correct?
So yes, sir. I'd like to kiss the flag, sir.
All right. We're going to try. Mr. Gibson has been in communication with the Veterans Administration, trying to find a spot for you within their structure to assist you in this matter, and we'll keep trying to do that as quickly as possible. All right?
Can I make a statement, sir?
Yes, you may.
Can I come see you on a clearance code too, sir, and just request and make a statement about just getting time served, sir? I've been in there for 6 months on that small charge, sir, for a veteran. Please, sir.
I'm very well aware of how long you've been in there. After we spoke last time, I looked into it, and we need to do a better job of getting you in front of the court more quickly. But at this point, all steps have been taken to try to accomplish that. So we're working on your behalf in that regard. Stay in touch with Mr. Gibson and give him your full cooperation, and we should have something arranged in due time. All right?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
60 times, sir. Thank you for the kiss.
You may be excused.
Just to check the status.
I guess we ought to do it just to check status. Is there any way to expedite that, Mr. Carter? He has been in jail a long time.
We sent all the requests down immediately, as I promised the court I would try to do.
All right.
And if between the VA and what we're doing pursuant to certain motions, hopefully somebody will have an opening very quickly.
Very good.
Judge, he's set for pretrial on the 24th, so he'll be back before the court, I think, as promptly as possible as far as keeping track of this.
Oh, I see. Okay. From the revocation docket, we have 2015-60, State of Arkansas versus Christopher Killian. Mr. Killian is he set for hearing today, is he not? Or is he? We have him listed for hearing, but that may not be. He's not been in court since. All right, record reflects that a petition to revoke his suspended sentence was filed November 18th of 2016. The warrant issued thereupon was served on him on January 27th. And so this will be a first appearance on that. Have you made application to the Public Defender's Office, sir?
Actually, my close friend was Russo, Mr. Russo. I'm not sure if he's still working or not, but
no, he left last August, so he's no longer part of the Public Defender's Office.
So I hadn't made a.
You need to make a new application. Even if he was still there, you'd still need to make a new application each time you apply for their services. So what I'm going to tell you to do is make application to the Public Defender's Office unless you're able to actually hire counsel, which of course you can do at any time. But if you're still in need of the Public Defender's Office, you need to make an application and get that in as quickly as possible. The allegations against you, it's alleged that you, let me look through this. It's alleged that you violated conditions of your probation in October of 2016 by failing to report to your supervising officer. You violated the conditions that have to do with residence and travel. And that it's alleged that in late October of 2016 you changed residence without informing your probation officer, and as of the time of the filing of the probation of the filing of the revocation petition, your whereabouts were unknown, so that would constitute absconding. You hadn't paid supervision fees in November as of $245. You also had failed to pay restitution. The amounts owed in excess of $6,000, almost $7,000.
Your Honor, may I say something?
All of those are the allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, the court's going to put you down as entering a plea of not true in the absence of your having an attorney. So this is the court is going to. The court's willing to appoint the Public Defender's Office. You just simply have to get that application done. The court's going to note not true on the allegations contained in the petition. You know, you can say whatever you want, but if you're responding to what's alleged in the petition, it's pointless. I'm not taking up the allegations for you today. I'm just informing you of what it's alleged you did that constituted them filing a petition to revoke. So we're here today for arraignment on those charges, and I'm entering a plea of not true on your behalf. Now, what did you want to say?
Actually, I was just wondering if I might be able to receive a bond. Go ahead and I'll speak about the other, I guess. It's not going to be you.
You know, it's very difficult for me to consider bond. When you're placed on probation, that's kind of a break you're getting from the system. You're not being sent to the penitentiary or put in jail. You're being released to comply with a few simple requirements. The primary requirements are that you show up when you're asked to do that with your probation officer, keep your probation officer informed of where you're living, and try to meet your financial obligations. That's pretty simple. And so, you know, if we're going to release you on bond, I have to consider the likelihood that you're going to be a good chance to comply with the conditions of your bond. And right now, just by kind of not appearing on probation, you make it very difficult for me to consider setting a bond at this point. Where, if you were released on bond, where would you be living?
I'll be living at my parents' house, Your Honor.
Okay. And was that where you were living when you were on bond? I mean, on probation?
Yes, sir. And then I actually stayed with my friend for a couple of weeks, and I guess they considered me changing residence.
Okay.
Also, got $6,000 in restitution that's paid for. I've actually got a receipt at the courthouse should be.
Okay.
Judge, I think he's right. He was charged as a co-defendant with his father, and I believe his father's brother in Florida
I remember this case, yeah.
paid the restitution. But that still doesn't excuse ignoring the probation portion of it. But in terms of a bond, I think Mr. Killian is, from what I remember, is correct.
All right. Well, with that in mind, and thank you, Mr. Carter, for correcting that, the court's impression. The court will set bond at $2,500, cash or professional, and then I'm going to condition on it that you get back in full compliance with the terms and conditions of your probation. Now, probation, you know, I don't know that you consider it a privilege, but probation is an alternative to being someplace you don't want to be, and you should consider bond in the same regard. You're getting a chance not to sit in jail, and so I'm telling you, what you need to do is you need to, if you get out and can make that bond, then you need to make sure you're at every court appearance, and you need to make sure that you comply with every requirement of probation, because you're still on probation. And if you'll do that, you have a good chance of perhaps not suffering the worst consequences. Now that Mr. Carter has reminded me of which case this is, but I'm just emphasizing to you that it's really, if you get in a situation where you just say, I don't want to report to probation anymore, why don't you just come in and tell us that, and we'll send you to the penitentiary and just save everybody the time. That's kind of how I feel about it. So, you're getting a chance, but you have to do certain things, and if you don't want to do them, that's fine. We have a solution for that. So, and the same way with bond. I'm setting bond at $2,500, cash or professional, and it'll require you to, the primary requirement is that you report to probation and get back in compliance with all the rules of probation. That'll be the order of the court. You may be excused.
Judge, do we have a reappearance date?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I'm going to put it down for a revocation hearing on I'll put it down on March 10th.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Steve bought the responsible 2017 Corolla. That's because Steve makes good decisions, except when he picked up that stray cat. The Corolla comes standard with advanced safety features and loads of tech, making it a great decision. Unlike... Oh, Steve. The 2017 Corolla. Always a good decision.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a stylish new 2017 Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. A new year is upon us, and who doesn't love the possibilities that come along with a fresh start or a new beginning? Let us help you achieve and maintain a healthy, active lifestyle in 2017. Come see our large selection of organic and natural grocery, produce, restricted diet items, supplements including detox and energy, and much more. You can make 2017 your healthiest year yet. Nature's Wonders on Highway 65 in Harrison next to Thompson's Ace Hardware. Happy New Year.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There is one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a crucial commitment to their community because just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison has a Health Mart now. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
2016-238, State of Arkansas versus Shad Stewart.
Judge, I represent Mr. Stewart on behalf of the Public Defender's Office. I believe Mr. Stewart has been screened for drug court. We do have now the lab results back in the matter. I will visit with Mr. Stewart and see if we are going to go the route of drug court for a plea disposition.
Judge, Mr. Stewart is currently set for March 24th, but if something happens in between, we may just have him on March 10th.
Well, are we talking about drug court on this?
Your Honor, he has been screened, and we discussed it briefly at our last staffing, but no final decision was made.
Okay. Well, then let's just put him down for a reappearance on February 24th and see if we can have a decision on it by that date. All right?
Sounds good, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Stewart, we'll ask you to reappear on February 24th. You may be excused.
Thank you.
2013-139, State of Arkansas versus Jeremy Morgan.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, I believe this is a Division III case.
It is for a revocation. He entered a plea of not true on January 27th and was put down to reappear on February 3rd. He appeared on February 3rd, and Judge Putman moved it to February 17th. That's his date of his next date of appearance. All right, Mr. Morgan, you're to come before Judge Putman a week from today on February 17th, according with his order. You may be excused. 2017-39, State of Arkansas versus Michael Loomis.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Loomis, you're appearing at this time based on charges filed by the state of Arkansas for arraignment. Thank you very much. For arraignment on charges of unlawful discharge of a firearm from a vehicle in the second degree, which is a Class B felony, aggravated assault, a Class D felony, and carrying of weapon, which is a Class A misdemeanor. On those well, before we do that, have you made any arrangements to be represented by an attorney?
I'm working on it, Your Honor.
What do you mean by working on it?
I've been in contact with Mr. Nichols.
Okay, so
and after arraignment, I'm going to...
You're attempting to hire private counsel?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to note that on the record here. Hiring private counsel. On the charges I read off, how do you now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
I'm noting your plea of not guilty. Your case is set on the Division III docket of Judge Putman. I'm going to set you down to reappear next Friday, the 17th, in front of Judge Putman to get on his schedule. All right?
Thank you.
You may be excused. Courts are going to call the case 2017-34, State of Arkansas versus Ricky Moles. The alias warrant, the court notes for the record, the alias bench warrant against Mr. Moles hasn't been returned to the clerk's office at this point, so I can't state when it was actually served. In any case, Mr. Moles, Mr. Carter noted that he's probably being held on a no bond hold. And
Your Honor, I was informed by the bond that he was on Boone County jail at this time, but I haven't confirmed that yet.
that's right. That's who it is.
He was picked up at 5:23 on either 2/8 or 2/9.
I arrested him yesterday afternoon.
Okay, 5:23 yesterday.
Okay. I'll let the paperwork take care of itself. We've got Mr. Moles in front of the court. Mr. Moles, have you made arrangements to have an attorney represent you?
No, sir, I haven't.
Well, apparently you did not appear on the 27th of January, and that's why a new warrant had to be issued for you. I don't know whether you have an excuse for that or not, but you'll need to talk to your attorney about that. Are you intending to use the public defender's office?
Yes, sir.
Well, then you need to make a new application to the public defender's office. Well, no, you don't. This is a pending case. So was the public defender's office previously appointed in this case?
That's my knowledge, Your Honor.
Okay. Or did you make an application?
No, sir.
All right. Well, get the paperwork that's available out there at the jail for application to the public defender's office. Get that filled out. All right.
Judge, I don't think he's actually been arraigned, and I don't believe we have a scheduling order.
All right. Mr. Moles, you've been charged with possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine. That's a Class C felony. No driver's license. Improper display of license tags, all charged as an habitual offender. Court has advised you of those charges. On those charges, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
Court will note a plea of not guilty and note that you're applying to the public defender's office. You'll need to get that application in immediately. The case is assigned to my docket. I'm putting you down to reappear on February 24th. In front of me to get on a scheduling order.
Sir, has the bond set on this? I was confused on the month.
Well, I'm right at the moment. I'm a whole lot more concerned. You didn't seem to have the date clear in your mind when we
I apologize.
let's see, did we? I'm going to set bond at $5,000, cash or professional.
Judge, Mr. Moles has a long criminal history, including felony DWI convictions as a persistent offender out of Missouri, so I would ask as a condition of bond, no use of alcohol or drugs.
I'll make that a condition of the bond, is no use or possession of drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
But first thing you need to do before you do anything else, and even apply for a bond, because you've already applied for a bond one time and got it, and then didn't show up for court. You need to apply to the public defender's office and get a lawyer representing you, who you can then contact if you have any question whatsoever about when you're supposed to be in court. Okay? Now, at this point, well, I'm just going to leave it on for the 24th. We'll take up setting it by scheduling order for on the 24th. Because I want you in court and to hear when it's scheduled in court with your attorney, so that the dates won't be confusing to you at that point. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you bond out, you need to be in this courtroom on the 24th. In the meantime, I want you to immediately get an application in so that counsel can be appointed for you. All right.
Yes.
You may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
My name is Nikki. I work at Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, and I'm a dental assist. We're the first faces that the patients see. We get them through the paperwork process, explain what's going on, and just let them know step by step what to expect, and you get to see them throughout the whole process. We want our patients to be happy, we want them to be comfortable, and that's really what it's about, getting the best results while making great relationships with people.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
2017-48, State of Arkansas versus Teresa Ann Harris.
Judge, I have a note on her. She's already over here.
Yes.
Your Honor, we have been appointed and represent Mrs. Harris. No issues to take up. Looks like discovery's been provided. Leave the case as scheduled.
Let's see. It was Judge Putman arraigned her last week, entered a plea of not guilty in the court, and put it on my docket to get on my scheduling order. I'm going to put it in. I just want to make sure of our dates. I'm putting it in for trial during the week of August 7th. Pre-trial July 14th. And a reappearance date of June 2nd. Any other matters to come before the court at this time?
I'm from the defense, Your Honor.
Ms. Harris, you may be excused.
Judge, I would only say that she was at probation and parole this morning. I believe there's a pending, or will be a pending revocation with regard to Ms. Harris. The court may recall that last November we had a suppression hearing involving Officer Atwell and a car and a stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe a revocation could be filed in that case based upon these charges.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Be back. Well, I whenever that's set up, I guess you'll be directed to reappear. All right. 2016-127, Brandon John Lee.
Your Honor, I'm standing in for Mr. Hastings on that today. We had a conflict with today's court date.
Judge, Mr. Lee, I think officially was transferred over to your division. I don't know if Mr. Hastings has filed the waiver of a jury trial.
No, there's a transfer order on February 7th, transferring it to my docket. Is there a waiver? Was there an earlier waiver? Is that what you're saying? Or?
No, I believe he signed one in Mr. Hastings' office. And
we were debating on the jury trial or not. Okay.
And he's set for trial next week as a backup, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, non-jury. So if we have a free day open next week, and Mr. Hastings would prefer Friday, but this fellow set together with his co-defendant as a backup every day, just in case we have a free day open up.
Well, if there isn't a waiver of jury trial, we need a written waiver to be filed in this matter.
Does that need to be handed in with you or to the?
I can contact Mr. Hastings as soon as we're done with this.
Now that this is on my docket, it needs to come to this court. Yes.
Yes, sir. I will contact Mr. Hastings as soon as we get done with this.
And so we've put it down as a backup to all the days next week. Is that what, Mr. Carter? Is that deal is just down as a backup all week?
Right.
Okay. 2017-32, State of Arkansas versus Aaron Scott McLean. No, that's Philip Moon. I'll put him down to come back in the afternoon. That one's this afternoon. 2016-226, State of Arkansas versus Christopher Morris. Oops. Do we have his file up here?
Judge, these are Mr. Morris's underlying charges, I believe. He has 2016, 234, and 2017, 23-4.
2016, 234, and 2017. Let's see. They got separated in this process. He's not down for revocation today.
No, his revocation was continued to March 24th.
Okay. All right. What action do we have on these?
Judge, I think this appearance is just merely
Judge, I think it's because we've transferred to Division 3, it's an odd numbered case, and I don't, in my file, have a scheduling order.
You know, both of these cases are even numbered cases. So we have him set in 2016-234 for trial May 8th, and a reappearance here today to check on the status of the case. I'm looking at 2017-23. I see that is an odd case. Do we do the yes, we did. It's transferred to this docket, so he's to get on this docket scheduling order. Mr. Morris, we got to stop meeting like this.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put you down for this case is set for the August 7th trial period. With a July 14th pre-trial schedule and a reappearance on June 2nd. That's on 2017-23. That's what we're doing today on that. On 2016-234, so it's clear we have him down for trial May 8th, the week of May 8th. March 24th is his pretrial date. And I bet this is the date we had him down to appear. What's the status of the case? We on track?
On 234, Judge, we have made a plea offer. The crime lab report is back. We are ready to go to trial.
Okay.
This is 16-234 we're talking about, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, discovery's been made, offer's been made. Just leave it as scheduled.
Okay. So he'll reappear on March 24th for the revocation hearing and for the pretrial on this case, 2016-234. All right. That's the order of the court.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're all safe, we're all safe. In an emergency, you need a meeting place outside the whole family can meet so that you know everyone is safe.